What's up, badasses? So I wanted to come in here today because a lot of times I talk about, like, over the last couple weeks, really, as I've been talking about Body Badassery Bootcamp, this idea that, like, we all have our own unique secret sauce way when it comes to exercise and when it comes to eating habits, right? And how tempting it is to look around at, people doing things on the internet and people doing things on Instagram and other moms doing other workout programs or other moms doing other ways of eating. And we're like, I should really, I wish I could fit, I wish I could do it that way. I wish I wanted to do it that way. Maybe I could be more like that person, right? And I don't think that this is exclusively an exercise and healthy eating talk inside of this group. I think it's a much larger discussion about mindset overall as it relates to moms and comparison and to self-confidence and knowing that what we choose and what we want or feel is the right choice for us and not trying to mold ourselves into somebody else's way, right? So I kind of wanted to just really kind of dive in on this. It's going to be a little bit rambly. I did write myself some notes here so I didn't lose my way, but I wanted to dive into this because I think having some discussions with some of you and hearing like what goes on for some of you, I think this is one of the things that is severely holding you back from, I know there's a lot of you out there in this group that want to exercise and eat healthy. And make that normal and make it like not a big like production of how you do it, but really just make it like this normal part of your life, right? But for a lot of you, I see a lot of me and what's going on for you right now. Like me when I was trying to figure some of this out for myself, right? I see a lot of what I used to do coming out through you. And so I really wanted to talk about this today because number one, exercise and building balanced, powerful plates for myself has been a process for sure. It's been a journey, but it's like one of the things that it used to feel like so unattainable to me. Like it was like separate from anything that I could ever do, right? It was like, it was always reserved for everybody else and it would always work, quote unquote, work for them, right? And it was like something that was always far off in the distance from me, right? Like maybe someday, maybe when I'm 30, maybe when I'm 40, maybe when I'm, it's like maybe when my life slows down, it will be this thing that will just click for me and that I'll be able to do, right? And that was a big holdback for me. It really, really was. What I didn't realize what I was doing is that I was reserving exercise and healthy fitness for everybody else. Exercise and healthy fitness. Exercise and healthy eating. You guys know what I meant. It's already like 2:30 in the afternoon. Like my coffee's long gone, right? I was always reserving exercise and healthy eating for other people and not for myself. Okay? And it wasn't anybody else's doing, to be quite honest. It was my own. And I was making it unnecessarily hard on myself by doing this one thing that I'm actually going to talk about today. Okay? So we're going to do it through story time because I feel like stories equate better sometimes, to like making the light bulb click for you guys. But it's like, how do you find your own secret sauce unique way? Right? How do you find your own way that feels like it fits your life like a glove when it comes to exercise and when it comes to healthy eating? And first so one of the Body Badasses that just joined over the weekend, just joined Body Badassery Bootcamp, her questionnaire was spot on. Like every question that I asked her, she's like, I don't fucking know. I just want to eat cheese. I just want to eat cheese. Sometimes I miss my workouts. I feel guilty. I want to eat cheese. I don't really care about healthy meals. All I want to do is eat cheese, right? I just want to eat cheese. Cheese is the best. Yep, healthy eating. Yep, healthy exercise. Yep, I want to do it all. I just want to eat cheese, right? And I had to laugh at that because this is exactly what goes on. And I'm not laughing at her, of course. I'm like, of course you want to eat cheese. Cheese is effing delicious, right? And that's actually her own unique secret sauce. And that sounds silly, but you'll understand why in a minute. And I see this in myself. Like when I used to think about working out, like way back when, right? Like when I was trying to get into the habit of working out, this is like before our first kid ever came. I can't remember how old I was, at the time. It was like 100 years ago. I don't remember. I would look around the internet. I was like a natural, like I was a high school athlete, right? I was naturally athletic. I liked that drive, intensity, you know, like running up and down a basketball court, jumping really high in volleyball, like that powerful movement, right? And that's what I was like missing. I didn't have that in my life anymore. And I was looking for, that connection again to my body and that feeling of just competitiveness, purpose, you know, like watching yourself get better and evolve over time athletically or, you know, like with movement or whatever. And I would be like, well, how the fuck do I exercise? It's like a 22-year-old. Like I literally had no idea, right? And I would look a lot around, you know, like kind of the internet at the time, but like that was also a while ago. And I would look around at other people and I'm like, I get it. They're all signing up for 5Ks, right? I'm going to do that. I'm going to go sign up for 5Ks. And I'm going to like try to do the living room workouts, like, you know, DVD workouts and whatnot, like the old school beach body shit, right? And I'm going to try to do that stuff. And I would look around and I would try to copy what people were doing. And I would like and I would be like, this blows. This isn't fun. I don't like doing this. This doesn't feel like it's getting me that athletic feeling. This doesn't feel like it's getting me that like agile body. This doesn't feel like a purposeful workout, right? This feels like I'm making myself do this chore for 47 freaking minutes for it to count, right? So I can suddenly like maybe, you know, be like everybody else doing the healthy eating and healthy exercise thing, right? And that's really what we need to talk about today. It's like the comparing yourself to like trying to make yourself fit what everybody else is doing when it doesn't feel like it effing fits, right? When it doesn't feel like it's a good fit, when it doesn't feel enjoyable, when it doesn't give you that connection to yourself that is actually the thing that you're missing, right? Or that you actually really, really want. Like the Badassery Bootcamp girl who joined this weekend, she's like, I just want to freaking eat cheese, right? Like me, I want to feel like an athlete again. But I'm trying to just run 5Ks and do DVD living room workouts and they don't feel good. They feel like a chore. They feel like a job. And I already had one of those, right? What I want you to understand is that you don't need to be the fancy lady on the internet who has matching workout gear and who has a perfectly choreographed exercise and healthy eating routine that looks like she really has her shit together, right? In fact, for a lot of you in here, we kind of like have the same personality in this kick-ass mindset group, right? For a lot of you in here, that's going to feel like a prison, to be quite honest. That you guys are like naturally like funny, probably a little rebellious people. You don't necessarily like to follow the rules and you don't like to be like a oh, I'm going to do what everybody else does. There's a little rebellious nature in every one of us inside of here, right? And so then we're like, I don't know how to do healthy eating and exercise. I really want to get in those habits again. I really want to kind of like build that foundation with myself again and build that connection with myself and build those things back up in my life because that's what I'm craving. I know they make me feel good. I know how good I feel when I do them. So I'm just going to find other smiling, happy people online and copy what they're doing, right? And that's the problem. We're making parts of our, and then realize like that doesn't actually feel good. What's wrong with me for not liking that way? What's wrong with me for not liking that approach? What's wrong with me for not being able to stick to things like that? And that's the thing. We're making something when it feels like you can't get it, when it feels like you're trying to do it somebody else's way. That is the problem. You're trying to do it somebody else's way. Right? And so if you want to find your own unique way, if you want to find the way that fits like, that feels like exercise feels good, it actually fits your life, you're like, yeah, sometimes it's a chore to make yourself to do it because let's be honest, we all have plenty of shit to do in our life and stopping to exercise sometimes takes some mental effort. And the same is true about healthy eating. We still want that way that when we're doing, it's like you start it for like 2 minutes or 10 minutes or you make the meal and you're like, God, this was exactly what I needed. I'm so glad I did this. And it's not the 47-minute long, did I do this enough to count? I didn't really enjoy any of that, right? Your own unique way lies in you. Listen carefully, please, because this was the biggest mistake that I made for so long. Lies in you not making yourself wrong for things that you, number one, really want and actually truthfully enjoy. And as an addendum to that, not make yourself try to fit the mold of the fancy ladies on Instagram, of the perfectly choreographed workout people, of the people who, look like they have these beautiful, healthy, balanced plates all the time, and they don't just slap leftovers on a plate because they just need to get a clock in a meal because they have other shit to get done today, right? You finding your own secret sauce way is literally you putting up blinders. You putting up blinders to what the fancy people online are doing and what the Instagram people are doing and what all the other moms who are trying to do it, what they're doing, because that doesn't make you feel good, right? And you're like, that's cool. I know that's not my way. That's fine. I know I can find my own way. Case in point that I teach people in any program that I do is, number one, build the connection with yourself. Like, understand yourself. What do I like? What do I want to feel like? What's the whole purpose here behind this madness? Do I want to go the rest of my life trying to copy other people's shit and try to keep up with the social media workout and healthy eating Joneses? Or do I actually want to adapt myself and build myself and evolve myself a practice of exercise and healthy eating that I know internally feels good in my life and feels like it fits my life like a glove, and that also feels like it fits my life next year if it needs to evolve a little bit because my schedule changes, because my kids change, because my life changed, because my preferences changed, right? Here's a funny story, and here's a little backstory about me personally. So maybe you guys know that I lead an early morning workout class at 5:30 a.m. online, virtual live stream, right? And for a year of that, I was like, I'm going to get up a little earlier. I'm going to make sure that my hair doesn't look like complete shit. I'm going to, look fresh-faced. So at 5:30, I can be on a live stream such as this one, and I can be looking like I have my shit together, and it can all be magical, and it can all be rosy. And then one day I was like, but that's not really you. I don't even like that. When I roll out of bed in the morning to work out, I personally like my hair looking like a lion and it being kind of crazy. And maybe there's a little leftover mascara under one of my eyelashes, right? And whatever. And I like wearing my comfy ass leggings and my comfy ass tank tops. And I don't like looking like a fancy lady on the internet who always has matchy outfits, right? Truthfully, when I work out with a group or on my own, I don't look like this fresh-faced, glamorous workout fancy lady. I kind of look like I don't have my shit together. And I was talking to my workout crew about that one morning. I was like, what do you guys do? Do you roll out of bed just like me? I'm like, I'm sorry if you're in here waiting for me to have perfectly organized hair. I don't like working out like that. I like to get dirty when I'm working out. I like to get sweaty. I like to kind of get my body moving, and then I like to go take a shower after. I don't like to be this perfectly coiffed mom doing her fancy lady workout on the internet, right? So what was happening for me is I had this little story in my head about how I should be, and to be quite honest, it was making it painful. I was like, I don't freaking want to wake up and get ready to go work out. Yuck. And so I stopped doing that, and I was like, holy shit, this is actually really enjoyable in the morning. I like rolling out of bed to get this done. I like kind of having lion hair when I'm doing it. I like to be a little bit messy. I like to get really, really sweaty. I don't like to be perfectly coiffed to do the job, right? I stopped making myself something that I wasn't, right? To let myself enjoy the process. Just like Body Badassery Mama, who joined over the weekend, who's like, I just want to eat cheese. I just want to eat cheese. I just want to enjoy cheese. I wish I didn't, I wish there was something about this, I shouldn't be having cheese. I should be pushing the cheese away. No, she needs to have cheese in her life. Her secret sauce, unique eating way has cheese in her meals, has her enjoying those things because that's part of her unique personality, right? If you're like me and you're like, I don't really want to get dressed up to go work out. I like to have lion hair and kind of dirty mascara under my eyes sometimes to go lift weights. Freaking awesome. That's part of your own unique secret sauce way, right? You don't have to mold yourself or try to fit yourself into this super organized, rigid fashion. Your secret sauce unique way is usually including the things that right now you're probably beating yourself up for. Loving cheese, having wild, crazy lion hair, not having matchy workout clothes, probably having, if you have a newborn or a baby or whatever, having spit up on your shoulder and you're still wearing that shirt to work out, 9 hours later. for sure, right? Stop making yourself something that you're not. And you're going to start realizing all the ways that you actually love to exercise and build meals that feel really, really good for you, that become your own unique secret sauce way. Here's how I think about it. When I think about all the ways that I've tried to make myself something that I'm not in my life, first of all, there's way too many to count. But also, it's like, as soon as I started playing around with trying on, putting myself in a mental dressing room where I would try on not forcing myself to do that shit and allowing myself to do it my way. When I would start trying that on without the pressure of that's wrong, don't do it that way, that's gross, that's yucky, that's whatever. When I started allowing myself to try on my own way and like treat it as like a trip to the dressing room where you're trying on like a dress or like a new pair of jeans where you have to like sit down and stand up to make sure that they're squat proof and whatever so your butt crack doesn't hang out, like that kind of thing. Or jeggings, you know, like to make sure that they actually fit and they're not freaking weird. It's like trying on those ways. Just let yourself try them on, right? Literally take them for a trip or two into the mental dressing room and do them for a day or two. And like let yourself like feel around and see if that's actually a good fit, right? Do that with multiple ways of exercising. Do that with like anything, right? Do that with multiple ways of eating and just let experiment with different combinations of food on a plate. Just let yourself try things on, right? Instead of just saying like, God, I wish I could fit do it exactly like that girl. Do it exactly like that mom. Do it exactly like that person on the internet who really looks like she has her shit together. If I could just keep up and do it like that, you're actually pushing away your own unique secret sauce. And that's why a lot of times it's so goddamn hard to stick with it because you're making it be this thing about there's something about you that's not quite right. So we better like push that aside and try to do it this other way to make it look better. So, you know, you can fit in a little bit better. So it looks like the appropriate way, right? The appropriate way for you, your unique secret sauce, your best self, your way of eating that fits your life today, and it fits your life next year, and it fits your life 10 years from now, and the way that you exercise and choose to move your body is largely based on when you want it to be kind of like the more effortless way and not like pushing a boulder up a hill, is by letting yourself be all of those things that you're probably trying to make yourself feel bad for right now. Liking cheese, working out with dirty ass lion hair, right? Not having matchy workout clothes, not having fancy shit and fancy workout shoes and whatever. Letting yourself just get in and get the job done, enjoy the process without having to put all this drama on it about how it doesn't match this way and how you should eat more like that person and whatever. Stop making yourself wrong for all the things that you're not and actually kind of pull back the reins a little bit and embrace yourself for all of those ways and start including them in the ways that you choose to move your body for exercise and the way that you choose to feed yourself, aka with exercise and with healthy eating for sure, and in life in general. Stop making yourself wrong for things that you're not. And start embracing all of those parts about you that actually make you you. I like to eat cheese. I want to work out with dirty ass lion hair. I want to work out outside in a dirty garage. And when I come in, I want to have my hands be dirty. And I want to feel that connection with myself, right? Let yourself have that. Just let yourself have that. That is part of your own unique secret sauce way, right? I think it's kind of funny sometimes how my own exercise and healthy eating journey has completely evolved and it's done like 180s every 2 years or so. And that's like part of the journey, right? I started off being this person trying to like fit in and find her own way and do workout DVDs and run 5Ks and fucking hate it. Until one day I saw, like this thing that suggested that I, as a woman, could actually lift weights. And like, I was like, I think I might like that. So I started doing it and I realized, oh my God, this is powerful. And it was like, I took that lifting weight thing and tried it on in the mental dressing room and was like, this feels like a hell yes all the time. This feels like it just fits my personality, right? And then I took that into different places, right? For a while, that meant doing kettlebells. For a while after that, it meant like kind of training like a power lifter and trying to lift as much weight as possible. Now, as a 38-year-old, it means like none of those things. And it means finding a way to move my body in a way that makes me feel strong, makes me feel balanced, makes me feel pain-free, makes me still feel like that natural athletic, like old high school athlete, right? Where I can still do a lot of cool shit. But it's not something that takes over my life, right? It's almost like doing that in the least amount of time as possible is how I would label it now. And also like just find ways of moving my body, like going for walks with my family, or most recently going out and carrying some weight. Like, have you guys ever heard of rucking? It's like weighted backpack walking. RUCKING. Doing that with my husband. My husband's picked that up with me. And like, it's like something that we're toying with and we're enjoying, right? I can see myself in 5 years from now, or maybe you can see yourself 5 years from now, like after having reclaimed those healthy exercise and healthy eating habits, you might have a completely different desire to exercise a different way, or like your food taste preferences may have changed and you're going to have a slightly different approach, even though the theme behind it all makes, is still there with your healthy eating. There's not this one size fits all way for the rest of your life. You don't have to copy what everybody else does, especially when it doesn't feel good, right? Especially when it doesn't feel like it's giving you that connection back to yourself. It's giving you that enjoyment that like, I am so glad I did that, and not I just logged 47 minutes in to make sure it counted and I fucking hated every minute of it, right? When you feel like it's missing, when you feel like you can't stick with it, when you feel like it's hard, when you feel like you're turning this whole exercise and healthy eating thing into another job, and you already have one of those, it's because you're trying to make yourself be somebody that you're not by copying or molding or thinking that you should do it somebody else's way, when really it's gotta be your way. How do you find that? What are your what do you crave when it comes to moving your body? For me, it really is feeling completely strong and balanced in my body and pain-free, but also knowing the mechanics of my body and how to like be powerful and produce power in the drop of at the drop of a hat if I need to jump and get a kid, right? If I need to, for God knows what reason, carry my husband out of our house, right? I want to know that I'm physically up to the task of doing that and will not throw my back out, hurt myself, or, come down with an injury because I did it. I physically love knowing it's empowering for me to know I can basically handle any physical task in our household. I love that feeling. It gives me that athletic inner fire drive, right? If you hate that feeling, that's perfect. But what are you after? Do you want to feel springy and bouncy and energetic and like, yes? Do you love running? Because just because I hate it doesn't mean you should too, right? Do you love running? Do you want to get back to that again? What is it? What is it when you close your eyes for a second? What is it that you're actually craving when it comes to movement, right? Same with eating. There isn't a magical way that fits everybody on the planet. We all, even inside of Courageous this morning, my workout club, I was like, what did you have for breakfast this morning? How did you build yourself a powerful, balanced breakfast? Everybody has a different answer. You know why? We have these foundations of how to build a powerful, healthy plate. Everybody applies it in their own unique, I like this taste, I like these flavors type of way, right? So there's no need to create the drama of making yourself wrong for liking a certain thing, or liking a certain way of exercising, or liking this way of eating, or these specific foods like cheese or Doritos or chocolate or whatever the F it is, right? It doesn't matter. Those things that you're trying to make yourself wrong for are actually part of the answer, part of the equation of you unraveling your own unique secret sauce way. The things that you're trying to make yourself wrong for are actually, if you let yourself have them, if you let yourself do it that way, if you let yourself be that part of you, that's actually going to make healthy eating and exercise enjoyable, stick, last, something that you actually appreciate and look forward to, even though sometimes you'd rather scrub your kitchen floor with your toothbrush than go work out or whatever your way. That's still, that's still going to happen. But those things that you're trying to make yourself wrong for, and maybe I should do it like that person on the internet. Those are part of your superpower when it comes to your own unique secret sauce. Promise. Promise. And why it's not working for you is because you're trying to push that shit away and make it bad, or make yourself bad for liking that way, for thinking you should do it a different way or whatever, and you shouldn't. The answer when it comes to building your own exercise and healthy eating approach, way that fits your own unique real life, is not being less of yourself. Ever. That is never the answer when it comes to exercise and healthy eating, and when it comes to everything else, every other choice or decision or life thing that you have going on. The answer is to never be less of yourself. The answer is to turn up the effing dial and be more of yourself, right? And allow more of that in, and get comfortable being more of yourself, and more and more and more of yourself. And that's when you find those little nooks and crannies like, God, I didn't allow myself to do this for a long time, but this is actually the thing that makes it stick for me. This is actually the thing that makes me enjoy it. This is actually the thing that makes me look forward to moving my body tomorrow and like 5 freaking years from now, right? So when you're in that like little mental mindset shitstorm place where you're like, I'm not doing it right, there's something wrong with me that I can't stick with it, stop trying to make it somebody else's way. Stop trying to make your way somebody else's way. Stop trying to copy somebody else's way and fit yourself to that mold. The mold is actually what your preferences are, what your desires are, what you're craving, and then you model the eating and the exercise around that mold, right? AKA, you're your own goddamn mold. So stop trying to do this like fitting yourself in a box and copying and following like trying to keep up with the exercising and healthy eating social media Joneses, where we know it's not fun and it's not exciting, and we know there's like, yuck, it just doesn't fit, right? Your way is your way. The way that you do it, the way that your preferences are. If you like cheese or big messy lion hair when you're working out, whatever. Your way is the way that actually will stick in your life. Those preferences, the things that you're craving, probably the things that you're making yourself wrong for. If you start to embrace them and stop apologizing for them, and you be more of that and not less, shit starts to stick, and it starts to be not this big thing, and it just becomes this thing that's like relaxed, balanced. Like sometimes you look around and you're like, why is it so dramatic for everybody else? And it's just not for, it's just kind of this thing that we just do, that I just do, that it's not this thing that I have to try for. And it's because I stopped making myself wrong for my own preferences. Point blank, right? So, homework for you. Number 1, look into the ways that you're currently making yourself not enough, or you're currently telling yourself, I should be more like, or I should exercise more like, or I should eat more like, right? I would make a list of that shit if I were you. And then go through that list and go, what do I actually want? Right? What are the ways that I've been making myself wrong for? What are those things that I'm telling myself I'm wrong for? And then start to play around with trying on those ways. Trying on those ways, like in the mental dressing room. So, for example, if you're like, I've been trying to make myself do on-demand workouts, or DVD workouts, and I'm pushing play and I'm getting them done, but it's not feeling like this thing that's actually creating a connection with myself, this thing that I can see myself doing next year and the year after and whatever, right? What if when I ask you this question, what immediately comes to mind? What feels like a hell yes right now when it comes to moving your body? And then you're probably going to have the answer, and then you're probably going to be like, ooh, should I say that out loud, right? Yes. Your first gut reaction is usually the right answer. When I ask you that same question, what feels like a fuck yes when it comes to feeding yourself your next balanced, powerful meal? What would be on that plate? What's your first answer? Not the one that your brain tells you you shouldn't say out loud, right? Those two things are starting to be like unraveling of your ways, your own unique secret sauce way of eating. Promise. Seriously. And it's probably the ways that you're like, I shouldn't be, I should copy her way, I should not be doing it this way, I should not eat cheese, I should not have dirty ass lying hair when I'm working out, I should look like I have my shit together and be like a fancy lady on the internet with like matchy workout clothes. No. Your way is your way, right? So I want to hear your ways in the comments. I'm going to hang up this live stream in just a second, but I want to hear what your own unique secret sauce ways would be if you knew and if you trusted that those were the right exact way for you and you gave 0 F's about following somebody else's copycat method way, right? Because that's going to be how you start to unwind this for yourself. If you'd like my help with that, that's exactly what we're doing inside of Body Badassery Bootcamp, which started yesterday. You can still get in through midnight tonight. That's the way where you're like, body badassery mama who wants to eat cheese all the time, she's going to find her own unique secret sauce way of eating that always includes cheese. People who like to work out with dirty ass lion hair first thing in the morning, who don't want to be like matchy fancy people on the internet with matching workout clothes, they're going to find their own unique secret sauce way. The people who are like, I always put work in front of myself. I'm so invested in my job and I always have this, and this going. And then I always like push off exercise because of every other damn thing in the world comes before me. They're going to find their own unique secret sauce way that includes putting themselves in their day first, right? Or near the top of the list. Sometimes it doesn't always neatly come first, right? It's your unique secret sauce way is the way that most naturally comes to you. You will find that inside of Body Badassery Bootcamp. You will also find that when you stop making the ways, your preferences, the ways that you like to eat, the way that you like to move your body, when you stop making those things wrong and when you start allowing those things to take place, right? That's when you start allowing that transition of, oh my God, I've turned exercise and healthy eating into a job to, oh my God, this just kind of freaking happens and it's like as normal and natural. I joke about this as like brushing my teeth. It's like, where does my movement go today? What is on the next power plate meal? Boom, done, right? And it's not this like big investment, dramatic, hairy, scary event that never seems to be or fit you and always seems to be reserved for somebody else. No, it's actually reserved for you. The thing that I want you to realize before I keep rambling here, I'm going to cut this one off in a second, is that sometimes you're making exercise and healthy eating only for other people, and it only seems to work for other people. You're literally pushing it away when you're like, it has to look like that, and it has to look exactly like that, and it has to follow this perfectly organized approach, and it has to, when you're putting all these goddamn requirements on it, and it's like not the thing it's just exercise, and it's just healthy eating, and it's for everybody, right? It's the not making it special anymore. It's the letting it be like just kind of a normal part of your existence, right? Without needing to make it special, without needing to make yourself special because you achieved it, because you did it, and whatever. It's just letting it be like kind of like a normal occurrence and not something reserved only for other people and never for you. It's not special. There's nothing special about the people who do it every day, right? It's not like they won like this Holy Grail award where like God struck him with a lightning bolt and said, you're it. You get exercise and healthy eating habits and they get to be easy and they get to you never get to struggle with them. And you're the chosen one, right? That's not it at all. The people who do this consistently know that there's nothing special about them. The only thing that's special is that they're like, they are willing to look at it every day and be like, what makes sense today for exercise? What makes sense for healthy eating right now for at this next meal? And they're really just allowing themselves to open their eyes to every, instance or every day and find out where it best fits that day. Hey, Amanda, where it best fits that day, and not be this thing that's like reserved for special people on the internet, for people who really just plan everything really well, for people who just like really are super organized, for people who do it exactly this right approach, for people who do it exactly according to plan with a perfectly, color-coded planner and whatever. Amanda, you just said it. You decide daily, and you decide over and over again. And sometimes on one day, or, you know, some of those days, you decide like 87 times during the day because you're having one of those days. It's a constant, continuous coming back to, how can I do this more my way? How can I do this in a simple way? How can I make this more me? How can I make this more applicable and like just fit into my life? How can I put the blinders on and stop looking at what everybody else is doing and literally push that away? It doesn't matter what they're doing. How can I be more me? And how can I let exercise and healthy eating just be simple today? And it's being willing to ask yourself that over and over and over and over again, right? That's it. That's it. People that do this consistently are not special. People that do this consistently do not have a special superpower or have finally found the perfect workout or eating plan that you know nothing about, you know, or whatever, that's only reserved for special people on the internet. That's not it. It's that people who do this consistently realize there's nothing effing special about it. And it's like the unsexiness of being willing to look and look again all day long at what's the next easiest way. What feels good to me right now? What sounds like the next right move? What, and like when you're in that place, like what sounds like, yeah, am I trying to like make it more complicated? Cool, I'm going to simplify it. Let's do it this way for today, right? Like being willing to be in that constant little dance with yourself all day long. That's it. You know, in a roundabout way, it kind of sounds like you're having a conversation in your head all day long, and pretty much that's freaking it. It's like you're your own hype woman during the day. No. Hey girl, stop looking at what everybody else is doing. Be more you. Don't try to be what everybody else is doing. Be more you. Don't be a copycat. Be more you. Don't do this. Be more you. How can you exercise more like you? How can you eat healthy more like you? How can you enjoy this? How can you be more simple? How can you keep it simple more like you? Right? Guess what? When you do it that way, you can make that stick. You can ask yourself that question tomorrow. You can ask yourself that question 10 years from, now. And doing it that way will always get you that own internal, your way, your secret sauce way. Which basically kind of means that your way is like a little black dress that is timeless. I don't really like dresses. Maybe I will one day. If I did, I would have to imagine it was like a classic little black dress, right? Where it just fits. If it's 10 years old, it doesn't matter. It still looks good 10 years later because it's timeless. Same thing that we're talking about, right? Exact same thing that we're talking about. So that's what I need you guys to know. Your own unique secret sauce way is probably the way that you're beating yourself up for right now. All of the ways that you're telling yourself, I wish I didn't like cheese. I wish I didn't, whatever. Includes all of those things right now that you're beating yourself up for. Adding those in, letting yourself have them, letting yourself do it your way is your unique secret sauce way. Not making yourself feel like you're wrong, like you're inferior, like you're not enough compared to somebody else, right? Blinders on, you can't see anything else around you. Be more you when it comes to exercise and healthy eating. And final reminder, Badassery Bootcamp is open through midnight tonight. And then I'm going to go ahead and close it down because the moms inside, I want us to like gel, marinate, revel in that secret sauce approach for the next 30 days while everybody kind of like gets those little healthy eating and exercise vibes going again in the way that fits their own unique secret sauce life. There's not a cookie cutter approach in there. It's like, how do you do this and make it yours over and over again every day? Cool. You can find out all the details on that one on AmandaFisherCoaching.com/BBB. It will take you right there. And we kicked off Monday, but that's fine. We will catch you up and we will get you going and get you marinating in your own secret sauce way in very short order inside of the program. Cool. Happy freaking Tuesday, you guys. Don't be like more like other people. Be more like you with exercise and healthy eating and with everything in your life. Have a good day. Bye-bye.